Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining me in this 4-part nutrition series with Lifesum and myself, Ryan Carter. Every episode to come, we'll be joined by different guests to dive deeper into nutrition. Now don't worry, we're not going very complex here. I'll provide you with the tools, the knowledge and inspiration to create an actionable and sustainable healthy lifestyle. So today's episode is common mistakes when losing weight. So before we get started, we just need to cover a disclaimer. This webinar is for entertainment, educational and inspirational purposes only. Lifesum is a health and lifestyle app that provides guidelines and recommendations to help you on your journey towards a healthier life, while encouraging your understanding of what nutrition, exercise, and healthy habits can do for you. Lifesum is not intended to be used for any diagnosis, advice, prevention, or treatment of disease or medical condition. Again, Lifesum is not a medical device or app. Always consult with a doctor or healthcare professional for medical advice and treatments before making any medical decisions. The recommendations in this presentation does not replace individual guidelines given by your healthcare provider. Enough of the boring stuff, let's get to the learning. So who am I? I am Ryan Carter. I am the founder of Vitae. I am well known on Instagram. And I also have a website, which is levitae.com. I am a registered nutritionist based in London, United Kingdom. I work with clients all over the world, being from professional athletes, entrepreneurs, or just the general public. Anyone who wants to improve their health, anyone who might have any obstacles in achieving optimal health. So I also am a breathwork practitioner and personal trainer too. I've been working as a nutritionist for the last 4 years and graduated with the Institute for Optimum Nutrition based in London. And that's probably enough about me. If you want to know more, just check out my website and send me an email. Moving on to today's agenda, common mistakes with losing weight. So we will be covering: why do people want to lose weight? Why do we always look for quick fixes over long-term changes? All or nothing, or one step at a time? Are there any benefits with quick fixes? How to prioritize information and why Lifesum can help you. Sustainability and adherence with losing weight. And some Lifesum recipes for inspiration. So let's get cracking. The first topic today: why do people want to lose weight? It sounds like it's going to be a simple answer, but to be honest with you, it's actually a little bit more complex than that. So on the surface, most people want to lose weight to look better, and that's totally cool. Like, who doesn't want to feel and look sexy in the mirror? But if we dig deeper into it, we will uncover more reasons why it's a good thing to lose a little bit of weight and how Lifesum can help you there. So it's common knowledge that losing weight, more specifically excess body fat, can reduce inflammation and improve multiple blood markers associated with diseases. So that's pretty cool. When we also lose weight, we're reducing our inflammation, and this affects our whole body. So the way we sleep, the way we are able to recover from exercise, and also our mood, which has a powerful effect in every decision that we make, whether it's with relationships or whether it's food choices. It all influences everything. So the body is intricately connected. It shouldn't always be about weight loss alone. So with Lifesum, we don't just think of weight loss, we also think of health gain. And that should be the primary focus, is thinking of how we can improve our health. And as a side effect, a secondary effect, whatever you want to call it, is weight loss. By focusing and shifting the mindset to improving our health, weight loss will come, or even muscle gain can come as well. We now have a better understanding and ability to create a more sustainable calorie deficit by fueling ourselves with more nutrient-dense foods, feeling fuller for longer, exercising harder, sleeping better, and now making better decisions. Losing weight is not also about the external. We might want to lose weight more to do with something internally. We might want to feel more self-confidence. We might want to have and improve a better relationship with food. We might want to pursue dreams and goals and live our life with purpose with no restrictions. So I like to get my clients to focus in on and connecting with their emotions and really touch upon why do they really want to lose weight? Because the emotions, or connecting with an emotion about why we want to lose weight, is where the real power comes from and a real sustainability long term with achieving weight loss. So think about it. What would it feel like for you emotionally when you lose this weight? What will you do with this? How will you feel? What's the experience going to be like? Visualize it. Perhaps write it down somewhere and try to avoid just on the external element and focus in on the possibilities. What will you do with this new health and improved weight loss? So moving on, why do we always go for quick fixes? So for me, quick fixes don't address habits or behavior patterns. As humans, we always try to go for the easiest route possible, the easy way out, so to speak. I mean, being told something is much easier. It requires no thinking for ourselves. But this is possibly a problem. Understanding the why and knowing the what, the when, the how, and the why, I might have said that, but the why is so empowering for our long-term health and weight loss as well. So quick fixes, there's less effort and energy involved. We don't need to go through behavioral patterns or change possibly a problematic relationship we might have or are dealing with. So that could be our personal relationships, the way we handle stress, our poor sleep. We might want to, so to speak, put those problems underneath the carpet for another day. Unfortunately, we need to face these problems and do this from a place of self-love and understanding and getting to the root causes of these relationships. So this might require greater self-realization and learning more about yourself, which is amazing. That's a brilliant tool to have. Start thinking, what is it that makes you truly happy? And are you ready really to commit to change for the long term and avoid the pitfalls with short-term quick fixes? We also don't like to think about what we might have to give up, a sort of scarcity mindset. Instead, we should be thinking about what are we going to gain? And again, not just weight loss, but improving our health as a whole. Also, quick fixes might compromise our long-term health. They can be fairly dangerous, and the claims around them are fairly ludicrous. So, with that said, quick fixes also come along with an all or nothing approach. Instead, we need to take one step at a time. We often think we need to make all these changes all at once and burden ourselves with so many things to do. We start going to the gym, meditating, cooking all meals from scratch, investing in organic foods, counting calories, fasting, tracking our steps, looking at our sleep data, all these kind of things, and it can blow our brains out, essentially. So the truth is, we need to start doing what we can do one step at a time, being realistic with our goals. So instead of doing everything at once, get down to the fundamentals, the things which are really going to move the needle with your health. Things like sleep, stress management, movement, relationships and building a community, and also nutrition. These should be the places we think of and putting more simplistic steps in place. Start with low-hanging fruits, whether that's just improving your step count or adding a few vegetables and fruits per day, increasing your protein intake, calling a friend, going to bed earlier. These are very low-hanging fruits and they take no time at all to build up and reap the benefits. When we do multiple things at a time, it changes our brain chemistry, our stress hormones. That's the last thing we need to do when we want to lose weight. It's going to change our decision making around the foods we consume. It's going to influence our hormones and the way we feel about ourselves. We might become a bit angry or hangry. We might not be sleeping great either, waking up at night, and it also affects our blood sugar. So start changing our mindset with easy wins. Start really low, and this will build a momentum, creating a ripple effect. So by building the momentum, when we might have a dip or a blip, whatever you want to call it, and we might overindulge one night, at the end of the day, it's okay, because we built the fundamentals with simple steps that they're in place. They are not going to influence our trajectory with our long-term health. We're also building our confidence with empowering ourselves with these small steps as well. We're setting ourselves up to win, essentially, not fighting a losing battle. So a final message would be to start small and build from there. An example for me is I've wanted to improve my sleep for the last few months, and I was setting unrealistic targets of trying to go to bed around 9 o'clock. And that's coming from going to bed previously around 11:30. So for me, trying to go to bed at 9 o'clock is unrealistic. It's a big jump. So a more realistic and a small step approach would be to each week set a target of half an hour earlier. And as it stands, I'm now going to bed around 9:30, and that's only taken me a few weeks to do. And it's more sustainable. My brain is now and body is now ready to go to bed at 9:30, and I feel so much better for it. So let's start shifting and changing our mindset, our attitude. Short-term thinking, it creates unsustainable rules, an all or nothing approach, inevitable exhaustion, things like a lot of cardio, excess food restrictions. Perhaps you might reach your goals fast, but then you'll end back up at square one. However, long-term thinking, it's more manageable, improving your habits daily. You're consistent and you're not opting for perfection, because there's no such thing as perfection. There's no such thing as a perfect diet. It all comes back down to what's sustainable for you. And patience. We need the patience as well. Don't get frustrated. Give yourself the time that your body needs to heal, to repair, to build in the habits which take you forward. So are there any benefits with quick fixes? For sure. Quick fixes, depending on what they are, might work in the short term. A common example is the low carb / ketogenic diet, which immediately inflicts a body weight loss. But when we think about it a little bit more technically, this is purely due to water loss and depletion of glycogen in the muscles. The long-term thinking approach as a whole shows that it really doesn't matter whether it's a low carb, ketogenic, or a high carb diet. It really doesn't matter, and it all comes back on your preference and the context depending on you. Also, quick fixes, the fixes would imply that there's something that needs to be fixed, something that might be broken, or there's a problem. So how about we approach that and think about what needs fixing in the first place? On a fundamental level, are we over-consuming at night foods are problematic? Foods that are easy to indulge in, or foods that you use to deal with stress or with poor sleep affecting your food choices? Then thinking a quick fix like juicing or a prolonged fast, it's never really going to deal with the root cause of your relationship or the way you structure your day at night. So addressing the actual problem head on allows us to remove the temptation of using quick fixes, which ultimately set us up to fail in the long term. Quick fixes can also be dangerous. The claims made online about certain protocols or products like supplements is outrageous and dangerous. And I use this quote quite a lot. Common sense is not common. Just think about what quick fixes you have done in the past. How did that work for you? Did you notice anything? Was there a short-term improvement? Or what happened in the long term? Was it unsustainable? So always reflect, make note, take stock of what happened, and realize if you're jumping from one quick fix to the other, it's not addressing the actual fundamental view on health and weight loss as a whole. And that follows a mindset or attitude around prioritization. A lot of people are looking for the quick fix, a magic pill, so to speak, the supplement which is going to transform their life. Unfortunately, the human body is much smarter than that, and it doesn't work. So although there might be celebrities and influencers pushing products, the research really doesn't work like that. Health is not black and white. So we want to create a fundamental healthy lifestyle built with sleep, stress, our mindset, thinking about the food that we're consuming, which influences our energy, but also what food does to our body. So food is more than just calories. Thinking about the macronutrients, but on a personalized level. And this is the variation. And this is something that studies and science can't really factor in. But also the vitamins and minerals that food contain. And these are the factors which influences how we use energy and food in the body. We need 22 vitamins and minerals alone to produce energy in the cell. And when to eat. So eating with common sense. Not eating 24/7. That's not how humans are designed. But eating in a way which you enjoy, which is sustainable and functional to your day. And then last but least is supplements. There are a few which might have benefit, but overall we need to ensure that the fundamentals are in place. So how to prioritize all the information we're saturated with? I mean, even myself as a nutritionist, it's so complex, and I might be reading a book or a study and be like, I really don't know anything anymore. And I really feel sorry for people in a certain way that we're shoved all this information, especially in the media. This diet's good, that diet's bad, this food is good. Again, there's no black or white approach with health and with nutrition. So we need to step back and reassess for ourselves what works for us. Comparing ourselves to others also has no reference or bearing on what we need. So what works for me might not be what works for you. So a good way of coping with the amount of information is using resources you know which are unbiased, which you know are there to support and just guide you with knowledge. Not an all or nothing approach. This is bad, eat this, not that. And that's what Lifesum do so well. So perhaps mind map or make a list of goals you want to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months. Not just lose weight, but actual goals you want to achieve and be proud of, such as complete an event like a marathon, or be able to play with your grandchildren, or whether it's to go on holiday and do skiing, whatever it is, that is an amazing goal, an internal factor, which is going to drive long-term change. So we have an amazing opportunity, not only to lose weight or put on muscle, but also to influence our health, to empower ourselves, to create better habits, try new recipes, and create an experience and journey which is enjoyable. Not eating chicken, broccoli, and rice every single day, doing the same workout on repetition. That's going to be not enjoyable or sustainable. And the thought of that alone makes me want to feel sick. There's so much things that we can do. There's so many different activities around movement. There's so many meditation, even apps around meditation. There's so much variety, and there's so much variety with foods and recipes and nutrition. And finding what works for you is the most important factor. And this is where Lifesum comes in. Lifesum offers you the support, impartial and unbiased information, and recipe catered for your needs, for your wants, things that you might like, things that you might want to try. And it has an amazing app at the end of your fingertips as well. And this follows on with the adherence and sustainability, which is required when we want to make change for health and for losing weight. I mean, I can easily tell clients, do this, and then I ask them in 1 month's time, how much of that have they done? And typically maybe 1 or 2 things have been done on a list, where instead I should be a bit more specific, a bit more measured and actionable, realistic with these goals, and have some adherence where they should be able to check in with me and telling me where they are at. And that's essentially what Lifesum does. It is your adherence partner or accountability partner. Not just looking at food as calories, but how this food influences our mood and overall health. And that's where the rating system comes in, which I really like about Lifesum. Also, the sustainability with recipes is another tough thing to crack. Again, like I said, eating chicken, rice, and broccoli each day of the week is setting you up to fail. The recipes create a massive amount of variation, which influences our health as a whole, our microbiome, our metabolic pathways. So create a variety. Start really small. Start introducing new foods. Try something new. You are your own doctor in a way. You are your own expert, your own guru. And that's a thing called N=1. And what works for you is really important here. So on a final reminder, take things slow. Make it sustainable. Start with small steps which build momentum and carry you forward, building the confidence within yourself, creating that emotion around your goal, touching in on purpose. This is where long-term change happens. Knowing the whys, knowing the whats, the whens, the hows, not just being told what to do, the all or nothing approach or quick fixes. So thank you very much for joining me on today's episode. We also have an amazing discount code for 30% off at Lifesum Premium, which you can find the details below. So stay tuned for our next episode, and I look forward to seeing you there.